hardest part of this city is merging. So if you have an emergency, you better be prepared. I don't have an emergency, but I got to merge. Now let's go do something different than this. Although it's a nice morning, isn't it? There's the sign for home. So stop your crying. It's a sign of the times. You know what's interesting I thought about the other day is somebody owns these buildings. Like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I own that building over there. Well, what do you do? Oh, I own that building over there. Well, what do you do? Oh, I get trash out of city creeks. This is a little better. It's about 26 degrees in Central Europe, and the news is next. What we're gonna do, we're either gonna go that way or we're not. I've never been this way because of the substantial amount of dogs that are always dragging chains around. I want to be able to focus without worrying about dogs, and I want you to be able to see, but it's incredibly bright, which is awesome if you have glasses on, but you don't have glasses on. The only other obstacle in this creek is that it is slick as grass. It wouldn't be so bad, but you can't walk on the edges because all these sticks and stuff poking out. What we're gonna do, oh, here's a wonderful hole right here that we will start with that lovely piece of aluminum. But I want to keep traveling, find something amazing. Yes, we saw it. I decided not to go any further. There's a whole row of houses on this side, and I know some of them have dogs, and I really don't want to be in this creek and have a pit bull jump down in this creek. So I think what we're going to do is focus on this hole where it's kind of bright, and we might be able to see. Oh my goodness, I just fell down. We might be able to see if something is under there, if I can tolerate the cold. And we'll decide here in a few minutes. This is the first stopping point for anything that came from up there. And one thing I did find on this creek, this is probably one of my favorite finds, but I gave it to the tree surgeon, was a brass syringe. That's what I was thinking of. This is so cold. It is ridiculous. I'm gonna have to break it all up to get the rocks to move around. Then I can easily pick them up. And then we'll start to look at what's underneath them. This is gonna clear out fast too, which is really good. Because we need it to clear out fast. And with the sun shining right here, we should be able to see stuff underneath it. If you're new to the channel, and you've probably never been here before, what we're doing is looking for anything and everything in city creeks, but doing a little more than just walking and picking it up. Sometimes I just do that. Other times I do this. And you will be surprised if you can stick with me long enough to see what's under here. You have to have a town that's 100 years old or near 200 years old in a lovely spot like this. This might get really deep, which might make it difficult. Maybe it won't. The only danger to sticking your foot in there and pulling it up sideways like that is running a nail through your boot. You won't have to worry about that today. Because these are my feet. I just heard the first dog. I heard the second dog. And to get it smoother, get the water smoother, you've got to get all the rocks out of the way, and sometimes build a bridge up here. Not a bridge, but something to make the water not flow through so fast, and change it a little bit. So I'm gonna dig a little more out and we will get a better view. Our first artifact of the day is a razor blade. It's always good to start with that. I've built a little wall to slow the water down so we can stir it up a little deeper. And then hopefully the current won't be as strong in there, but it will be strong enough to see stuff in the bottom. So far, nothing of any interest. This may have to utilize the arm of fines and do it the old-fashioned way, which I'm not really excited about, but it works. Oh my goodness, that water is so cold. Okay, I see a piece of square metal right here. That's not square metal. That is the handle to a very small toy pistol. So that's great, because that's old. We just need the rest of it. The bigger rocks that I'll pull out, I continue building my bridge over here, or my little dang, in hopes. See, that's an old piece of glass because it's so big and it's so thick, it's so flavorful. But I leave enough flow in there so it'll rinse out the dust really quick, which is good right here. So hopefully we'll be down to amazement here in a second. I'm doing a lot better. I can't feel my hand. That's a piece of slag. My goodness, that's some cold water. Okay, we're gonna have to get deeper. I've tried this with brooms and a whole bunch of other stuff, and nothing works as good as the hand of treasure. And I know what that rock is. I don't either. Is it quartz? Is that the word we're all searching for? If it was at least 70, it would be nice out here. But it's not. It's less than half that. I want to pull one coin out of here to keep us motivated to keep my hand in here a little longer. so far, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. But once we get, man, I thought that was a marble. That is a piece of tile, I believe, possibly a piece of slag. I'm not sure. Like most switching spots, the absolute bending completely over, standing back up over and over and over can get stretch. Yeah, I did too. I thought that was something incredible. There's got to be coins in here. Absolutely has to be. I mean, this hole is way too deep not to have coins in it. Ooh. So stop and look. I see nothing impressive. Nothing. Do you ever notice how your arms get wider in the winter? Yeah, me too. I've changed sides. If I could remove a stone or two right here, I'd be able to flip a little more out and clean that corner. Good, it worked. One good thing about this, there is really good water flow. There's a potato. Rather pretty potato. We'll be down there in a minute. Don't go away. It's almost time for us all to get impressed. I think, right? The only problem's going to be is if the rocks are empty underneath, if all this is not a rock wall and everything has washed up under there, then everything we want to find is going to be way over there. Wow, looks like we can actually just take everything apart right here. If someone walks up, the answer is always yes. It's really cold. Most people think I'm looking for shiners, like minnows, but I threw that answer away a long time ago because it turned into where you're gonna go fish. And I didn't want to have a string of lies to figure out. So I'll just tell them I'm checking the quality of the waters, which I do sometimes, test the waters. There is nothing in here. I took my glasses off and I kind of see something round right there, but that's it. Okay, so let's travel. Tell you what we'll do, we'll stir this up pretty good and then come back to it before we leave. But I want to go this way. These little cracks is where I found the it's where I found that syringe, because there was an old foundry right here on the side, and with a clinic and everything. They had their own little doctor and everything. So let's keep. When you almost slip and fall, I've told you this before, but you use every muscle in your body, and I do too, and it hurts. Now under here, it's not slick because nothing grows over here in the dark. I really don't want to take this grabber. I don't think I am, because we may do some digging around. This is so low, makes it a little more difficult. So what we need is a flashlight. I know I'm shaking around a lot. I'm getting a flashlight in my pocket now. Here we go. If it was summer of the time, then there would be a big, luxurious snake under here. But I think they all moved to Uncle Martin's house down in Florida for the winter to not have to deal with anything. I'm not going in there. Yeah, it crossed my mind, but I'm not. Now here's a nice little crack. This should have some coins in it. You want to check it before we travel on? I do too. So far, there's nothing but that big hunk of gold. But we're not looking for gold. So we're gonna keep moving, because I've got to stand up. And that's not happening in here. See? Hello, it is. Oh my goodness. This is rough. Getting out, getting out, getting out. Getting out, getting out. I'm out. Only problem is there's a fenced-in yard up there, which probably has a dog in it. I got out to walk up here and sat by all the houses, and I'm hoping the creek's up here in front of us. It's crazy. The younger I get, the more difficult this becomes. So far everything's okay. I saw that as I was walking over here, and I can't tell if somebody's underneath it or not. There's a fresh pair of shoes right there, and there's one over there, and cans and other things. If there is someone under there, they've been under there a long time, where you can just see like the feet area, the knee, and then maybe an arm. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I will call the police and get them to come look at this, and then after that we're gonna get in there. Then we're not gonna come back probably to find out what was there. just because the things I've reported in the past turns into an all-day adventure. But when I report that, they will be here quick. So the next time you see me, we'll be in there. Told you. We'll send somebody right out, sir. Okay. So that sounds good enough for me. It's weird, because I was looking for this spot, but I cannot find the other side by the road. The roadway side. And this is so slick. So we're gonna stop right here and look around. This would be an amazing area to swish. It's just not in an incredibly desirable part of town. Of course, that doesn't usually stop me, because I stop and talk to anyone. Because people stop and talk to me and wonder what I'm doing. There's some of those big white rocks. Those in the business, those are known as BWRs, but you don't know that if you were in the business. I am not an ophthalmologist, so I'm not 100% sure if they're rocks at all. We should harvest whatever that is. I put this flashlight on my arm. I've dropped it several times in the past, and still it manages to do just fine. But when you drop in the real deep water, your whole arm will have to go under there. Mine too. So that is a super long end of something. I heard sirens singing on the rocks up there. Not sure if that means anything. Something has caught the eye on my face. And it's just that leaf and that stick. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, it's a little taller in here, look. I thought there was water in your face. You still gotta be careful, because these things, as beautiful as they are, leave marks all over you. See, this is a good swishing hole. I don't know how I forgot about this place. Or this light to turn on. But up at this other end, looks pretty clean in here. I don't see any big cracks that could really catch anything. But I know on this other end, we got in over here. And I looked all over this town for it again and I couldn't find it. Yeah, those cracks aren't deep enough. That is. For coins. This is too, but there's way too much work. My bride figured it out. I hit my head all the time because my hat gives me an illusion of a hat on my head. And we're gonna step out here. It's gonna get crazy slick again. Oh yeah. And the question is, where are we? I remember getting in here before when I parked right here. I gotta crack open the old map here in a minute I'm warming up. Car part or stove part? I don't know either. Here's a blue ball. We need to send that to Jim. He loves it. When I send them, chances are it won't make it out the other side, but we'll look for it. That's why I never played sports in high school. See? Not cool. Go. Tell him I said hello. No, don't go that way. Turn right. Sometimes if you be the ball, like what, just do this. Watch. Yes, there it goes. Be the ball. Well, I have figured out where I am. And I don't want to go that way because there are more houses. So that means we got to go back through this and pop out the other side. But I think we're going to stop in the middle and switch a couple of those holes. I was thinking we could find a coin in that crack. That's a little bit bigger crack. And there could possibly be something in it. The only problem is the water is going uphill instead of downhill, which is why I don't want to stay here and switch that, because it'll just sit there and churn. So let's go back down to one of these bigger holes where I can stand up a little better. Like this one might be pretty good. In a little while. It does have a bicycle rim in it, so you know that it is probably pretty deep. Okay, a piece of a bicycle rim. So again, I'm gonna take the big rocks out and then we'll get serious. It's going a little quicker than I thought, so maybe you want to watch in case something comes out, like a frozen snake. I have removed cold snakes that would just come up for air. It's kind of scary, but they're so slow when it's cold. I've heard something. It's so cold when it's slow that they don't have the opportunity to do anything. So we'll throw everything down that way and then look at it after the party. That ball is what I want out of there. Although that probably stopped a lot of stuff from going under. Okay, let's stop and have a view of what's out of there so far. Nothing of any interest. There's a little piece of blue. That is blue slag for sure. Isn't that a neat one? I think so too. Okay, so I say we keep going, don't you? Because the only way to know, I mean, that's a good rock to move stuff. So I don't have to except I've splashed in my eyes and my mouth. You know, I read the news the other day. And it said they'd eaten one fish out of any public waterway is like drinking tainted water for a month. There are signs all over Alabama that say do not eat the fish from this water. The bummer part is I grew up eating fish out of the water of Alabama. Catfish, crappie. So what you gotta ask yourself is if the fish are messed up with forever chemicals, which is what they are, means they're always going to be there. What about deer and animals like that? Okay, there's something blue. Okay, it's not blue. That is part of what we're looking at. Okay, so this is good. We're at the bottom of it already. So if there's anything going to be there, it's going to be there. But we're not done. I'm not. If you're done, and you're welcome to head out. I just want to know if this is really the bottom, or if it's just a layer of hard packed clay. If there's not a coin in here, I'm going to throw away my metal detector and eat it. But you know, now that I think about it, there's not going to be a coin in here. There is a horseshoe. I told you. How somebody got a horse in here, I'll never know. But that counts more than a coin, because it's been well over 70 to 100 years before people rode horses through here. And under the horseshoe is a coin or something else. Do you see it? It's a lead seal. I-48N. That could simply be off a meter, but I don't know. A horseshoe. Look at that. Doesn't that kind of make it worthwhile? It does to me. That horse is probably on the foot. Well, they don't have feet. Okay, let's get all mad about it. He's probably on the hoof of the horse that hauled some of this concrete down here. That means we gotta go further, right? I sure thought that was an ancient Roman coin from Rome. But I got to thinking there's probably not going to be a coin in here, because this creek runs up there through the woods a long way through dirt and everything else. Everything else is stuff that's like dirt, but that isn't dirt. But those things made it in here. Oh, really? Need to get a full stand up, but I think we're going to get these big rocks out of here first. I'm going to switch the rest of this around just to see what's under it. And we might have to move on, because my person is getting bent. Okay, there's lovely belt buckle. I think it's a belt buckle. Or just a hasp or something. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Look at that right there. Not to taint all the beautiful finds. I'll hold and pause right here because help me remember that's going to be the thumbnail. And if I forget, you can remind me. Corning. It's kind of corny. Okay, so let's try again and move some big rocks. Here we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. It's kind of cheating, but I claimed the hole is mine. If I could put a sign up outside here, I'd say this is my find. But it works a little faster just to stir the pot, if you will. Now, these rocks are causing waves. What we want is 0 waves, because it comes on you wave by wave. Come on! I don't see anything of any interest. I don't want to go full throttle crazy bright. It does help a bit, doesn't it? Huh? All right. Let's swish. Come on. Again. Let's swish to this side. And get to the bottom. What am I still doing here? I'm really surprised we haven't come across a coin. I thought there would be one in this mesh up. But there's several more holes down there, but I don't think I'm going to swish them, although there could be some cool stuff like that. But you gotta stop talking when you start looking. I don't see anything else in there. Exit that. Come on. Well, I thought that was a coin. What is that? That neat color. I can almost, the hole's getting deep enough. I can almost stand in it and stand straight up. Not real good, but sort of. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my place in this world by standing on different sides. Okay, let's get back over here. Try to focus. I know that little white thing keeps looking like a ring to me too. I don't think it is. Well, it's a piece of clay. Red Alabama clay. See how it just goes away? That's it. Except for that. Let's move on. I'm getting out of here. I know. I can almost stand up all the way. The thing you want to be, ooh, I just fell in that hole. No, tell me that was there. The thing you want to be careful about is holes. And these city creeks sometimes have nails sticking straight out of the top. See, there's another good spot. Stop. Oh, you're ahead, dude. Okay. So we'll do a look around on the way out and then call it that. Oh, see, I just hit my head on that. And then call it the day. Let's just look under stuff. You want to just like, I don't think there's going to be any coins in there. I want to keep looking. I can't stand it. Oh no, that's not a coin right there. No, that is the inside. No, it's not. To that, but it is the inside to one of them, just like that. We were out. And in the time we were in, well, it was a little longer than what you got to see. In the time we were out, that's what they did. They came by, pulled the cover over, nothing under it, and they left. So there's nothing there. It got me to thinking, you know, I find a lot of junk. And there's other treasure hunters or detective people that find cooler stuff, and that's, you know, good for them, but and good for me too, right? But then if you've ever been to, I guess I'm just seeing the foolishness of it a little bit. If you've ever been to an estate sale, especially one where there's a guy, sometimes ladies do too, but especially a guy that's got all this treasure and these little things that worked and the years and the value of things they enjoyed, and their family goes, oh yeah, you love this, you love that. But when I look at it, I think, man, that is so foolish. So then I look at myself and I wonder, is it foolish to do what I'm doing? I'm not trying to lay up treasures for myself on earth, because I'd give anything I have away to someone that had a need, as long as my family was taken care of. But anyway, it's just something. It's not a food for thought, because you can't really eat it. It's words for thought. Do I really want to die and have piles of junk everywhere? Smart label. Everybody go, oh, that's cool. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? Thanks so much for my videos.